mysterious. Gotta love that ambience. And the blessed water. Well, hopefully this won't be a video about literal magic water, right? Right? Guys?
Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto discovers the secrets of Zamzam water.
Zamzam water? Makes me think of this.
Zamzam.
What's this all about then? The well of Zamzam is a well located within the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, 20 meters east of the Kaaba, the holiest place in Islam. According to Islamic religion, it is a miraculously generated source of water from God. Oh, for goodness sake, it is about magic water. Damn it. Although, gotta give props, since people sell this water, and I can't think of a better marketing campaign than "it's literally from God." Wait, water that comes from God? Insert P joke here.
Science has now revealed new secrets about Zamzam water and the way water is influenced by the verses of the Quran.
Alright, I'm game. What scientific evidence do you have that the chemical combination of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom with no ability to understand, absorb or retain audio information? I can't wait to see the mechanism that you will surely provide for this. I mean, can you imagine if this were true? We could use water in our infrastructure to provide some sort of super internet to every house in the country with a connection to the national system. Although I have a feeling that the content of your science is going to be more similar to the contents of the sewer system.
It has now been scientifically proven that water is affected by what is recited over it. Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto first began experimenting on water after he had read that each snowflake falling from the sky is unique.
Ah, Emoto, the man who believes thinking mean thoughts at water can have literally any effect on it whatsoever, but most well known from him when you are freezing it that it will make pretty ice crystals if it's nice, and ugly, whatever that means, crystals, if you think the mean at it. So let's do a little science ourselves. Here we have 3 bottles. A mean words bottle to the left, a control where I will be neutral, and a kindness bottle to the right where I will do kind things to the bottle. First, the mean bottle. You are worthless, no one likes you, and no one will ever love you, and you smell like toilet water. Now the control. Ayy. Now the kind water. Hey there, you sexy little bitch. Shh, 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 shh. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah, take it. Man, I love doing the science. Really helps me to relax. Okay, so I'll check on them later. And don't worry, the water won't go to any waste after the experiment. Except for the kindness water. Because there's not a freaking chance I'm drinking that kindness water after what I just did to it. So, anyway, what were we doing again?
He wanted to disprove this theory, as his scientific instincts told him that this could not be true.
Scientific instincts.
The geometric shape of the snowflake is determined by its chemical composition. The composition of water is well known, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So, how can snowflakes that fall from the sky be different from one another?
Okay, the shapes of snowflakes aren't determined by their chemical composition, at least not entirely. The reason, as far as I know, snowflakes are all essentially different, although let's be fair, many of them are very similar, especially the smaller they are, but let's just go with all completely different. They are different because of the changes in air temperature, wind direction, and all sorts of other jazz as they approach the ground. Their chemical makeup makes very little difference in the ultimate design and pattern, just how they link up in the crystalline form.
He said, "I was determined to prove that this theory was false."
Sorry, what theory? That his understanding of how snowflakes are formed is missing a bunch of steps? I mean, I guess that is going to happen, but you aren't going to change the world by disproving something you probably should have actually looked up first.
So he built a laboratory, consisting of a deep freezer with a regulator because no liquid subjected to a sudden freezing can assume a geometric shape. The freezing must be slow, so the atoms have the chance to crystallize into the shape decreed by God.
Well, yeah, of course, you've got to make sure that it's, wait, what did you just say?
So the atoms have the chance to crystallize into the shape decreed by God.
I'm sorry, but that's just... Okay, now see, here's the thing. Let's just say that as much as I don't believe it, but let's just say, for argument's sake, that the great God does exist, and I want to know two things. If he's decreeing every little pointless thing, then why doesn't he get a hobby or like laid or something? But more pertinently, if he does control specifically every single one of these interactions, why has he implemented all these natural systems that allow those things to happen seemingly without his input? That's a super damned weird choice, don't you think?
He set up a deep freezer with a regulator, a cold room at a temperature of -7 degrees Celsius.
Anyone else's balls starting to retract? No? Just me? God.
And several microscopes equipped with the cameras so he could photograph the snowflake before it melted.
Political discourse since 2015.
He said, I took samples from 2 faucets in the laboratory. I froze them and each sample gave me a different snowflake. The samples came from 2 different wells, 2 different rivers, from 2 different lakes.
I mean, you could have just said that he had 8 samples from different locations, but whatever. 2 sounds more poetic, I guess. Sorry, did you actually forget to record that part? I mean, I've made that mistake before, accidentally forgotten to record a part of my script, or it's gotten edited out during the audio jiggery pokery because I'm stupid. But you're just going to be like, yeah, totally meant to do that, B-words, and carry on regardless. Well, I'll do your job for you for all the purely listeners out there. The results of the experiment led to his extensive research of water. I'll be honest, mate, you could have just left that out. I mean, I feel like you're wasting everybody's time, but not me. I'm certainly not stalling trying to come up with a penis joke. No!
A Muslim later introduced Dr. Emoto to Zamzam water so he could experiment on it.
I don't know, man, that sounds like sacrilege to me. Although, fun fact, the water has apparently 3 times the arsenic level than the maximum safe level stated by the World Health Organization. Although apparently that might have more to do with pollution than the source of the water. But whatevs, I'm sure God makes it safe or something. Of course, if you offered me poisoned water and said, no, it's fine because unicorns, I'm probably just going to get some tap water instead. Who am I kidding? I'll get whiskey.
Emoto took a sample of Zamzam water and said, I couldn't crystallize it, even by diluting the Zamzam water with distilled water.
Okay, said. That doesn't really sound like proved or demonstrated or anything even remotely sciencey. Sounds like he's making it up is what I'm saying, but what do I know? He's only the man that's constantly criticised for terrible control methodology, and whenever anyone tries to repeat his experiments under lab conditions, they show basically nothing close to what he claims. It's almost like he's a bit of a fraud. Almost, because I wouldn't say that, because I'm such a nice prick.
He finally managed to crystallize the Zamzam water after diluting it by 1,000. 1 drop of Zamzam mixed with 1,000 drops of distilled water.
Press square to doubt.
And he got a uniquely shaped crystal. 2 crystals were formed, one on top of the other. Mr. Emoto's colleagues said that the 2 crystals could be due to the fact that Zamzam water is composed of 2 words.
You sound just like spirit science, mate. I mean, it's classic woo. Everything in this extremely scientific sciencing TM is just, hey, this could be this thing, and that guess is the only proof I need. Talking of proof, assuming that the crystals he presents are actually the result of what he claims, surely when he created ice crystals he made more than one. Either multiple were made during a single experiment or he repeated the test and would have gotten more. but we only ever see one from him for each thing. Almost like he's cherry picking things to prove his point.
Zem and Zem. Allah knows best. Masara Emoto said, my Muslim colleague offered to play Quranic verses over the water. He bought a tape recorder and played some Quranic verses. And we got the most perfectly shaped crystals. Subhanallah.
Okay, fine. You've got your results, so let's compare and contrast to my extremely scientific results. So first, the mean water. Oh, God, that's just tragic. The control? Can't say I expected that, but cool. And finally, the kindness water. Wait, what the fuck? Sometimes, when Sir Sick is streaming, I have emotions that I don't know how to express with the words. Also, I want a shiny plate to help me stand out from the plebs. That's when I found memberships to Sir Sick's Whiskey Club, where you'll be awarded a sexy glass to show how special you are, and the ability to share emojis drawn by some woman that he sleeps with apparently, which is really cool. Don't worry if you don't like whiskey, just pretend it's tea or something. Freak. Sir Sick's Whiskey Club. We aren't better than you, we just think we are.